Okay, no? So, welcome to our channel, no? So, our topic for today is the continuation of accounting for corporation, which is contributed capital. Okay, so when we say contributed capital, it is the amount of shareholders paid or contributed to the corporation in exchange for shares of ownership. So, si contributed capital mo is binabayaran ng mga shareholders. Okay, is binayaran ng mga shareholders. Pwedeng paid by cash or contributed by non-cash asset in exchange for shares of stocks which represents as ownership. So si shareholders, nagbabayad siya ng cash or non-cash para makakuha ng ownership which is shares of stocks. Ngayon, ano ang kasama sa contributed capital? Contributed capital includes share capital. Okay, kasama dyan yung tinatawag na share capital, which can be common or preferred. Common or preferred. Okay? Common or ordinary shares, preferred or preference shares. Okay? Kasama din sa share capital yung tinatawag na share premium, na kung saan kapag binayaran ng more than par, in excess of par, yung mismong common shares or preferred shares, is mapupunta dun sa share premium account. Okay, kasama din yung mga subscribe shares. Yung mga shares na meron ng commitment na bilhin. Okay? Ngayon, all corporation must issue common shares. Okay? Lahat ng korporasyon under stock corporation must issue common shares. Whereas, they can choose whether or not to issue preference shares. Okay? So, pwedeng lahat common shares tas walang preference shares. Pero hindi pwede na lahat preference shares na walang common shares. Dapat merong at least one common shares bago mag-issue ng preference shares. Okay? Contributed capital can also include other source of capital as a result of share transaction known as additional contributed capital. Ito yung tinatawag nating share premium or additional paid-in capital na kung saan in excess yung binayad nila for the share transaction. Okay? Kung yari, nag-issue ka ng shares sa mga shareholders. Tapos binayaran nila ng mas mahal. Mas mahal dun sa nakasulat na kung tawagin mo is at par. Kapag mas mahal dun sa at par, ang tawag dun is share premium. Next is there is a two kind of shares. Sabi nga natin yung ordinary and preference shares. And these shares may be with par or without par. So as a review, pag sinabi nating with par, ito yung nakikita mo, yung value niya sa share certificate. Okay? Nakikita mo yung value niya kapag with par sa mismong share certificate kung magkano siya nakalagay sa share certificate. Pag without par naman, it can be stated, okay, stated value or no stated value. Pag sinabi natin stated value, ibig sabihin yung value niya is nakikita sa other legal document ng corporation. Example, minutes of meeting, article of incorporation. Kapag ka naman no stated value, hindi mo talaga makita sa other legal document ng korporasyon yung mismong value ng shares of stocks. Okay? So, there are two accounting for share capital transaction. Number 1 is yung tinatawag nating memorandum method and number 2 yung tinatawag nating journal entry method. Under memorandum entry method, memorandum entry is to be made when the corporation is authorized to issue shares of stocks. The company credits share capital when shares are issued. So under memorandum entry, gumagawa ka lang ng journal entry kapag merong transfer of ownership. Okay? Lahat ng walang transfer of ownership is ginagawan mo ng memorandum entry lamang. Okay? Kapag ka naman journal entry method, under the journal entry method, a journal entry debiting an issued share capital and crediting authorized share capital is made when the corporation is authorized to issue shares of stock. When shares are issued, the unissued share capital account is then credited. So under journal entry method, whether may transfer ng ownership o wala, palaging merong journal entry. Okay? Whether may transfer ng ownership or wala, palaging may journal entry. Pati nga daw yung authorization, no? Yung authorized to issue shares of stock na approve ka ng SEC, gagawan mo pa rin ng journal entry. Okay? Next is yung issuance of share capital. Yung issuance of share capital is eto, yung nagbenta ka na, no? In-issue mo na sa shareholders yung mismong share capital mo. Ngayon, yung share capital mo is meron kang tinatanggap na consideration. Okay? Yung consideration, it can be issued for cash. Okay? Kapag cash ang na-receive mo, kung magkano yung na-receive mong cash, yun yung measurement. Okay? Kung magkano yung face value ng cash na na-receive mo, yun yung measurement ng natanggap mong consideration. Or, if ginamit mo siya, in-issue mo siya for non-current asset, yung mga non-cash asset, the share capital shall be recorded at an amount equal to the following in order of priority. Isipin mo, ang ibinayad sa'yo is non-cash asset. So, paano mo daw i-measure yung non-cash? Okay? I-measure mo yung non-cash by the fair value of the non-cash consideration received. Okay? Unang-una, kapag binigay sa problem solving sa'yo yung fair value of non-cash, yun yung measurement ng non-cash. Pero kapag hindi available ito, hanapin mo yung fair value ng share capital issued. Yung in-issue mo na share capital, yun yung magiging value ng non-cash na natanggap mo. Kapag hindi rin naman available ito, hanapin mo na yung par value or the stated value of the share capital issued. Okay? So kapag non-cash ang natanggap mo, ang una mo nga hanapin is yung fair value of non-cash consideration. Pag hindi available ang fair value ng non-cash consideration, hanapin mo yung fair value ng share capital. Kapag hindi available yung fair value ng share capital, saka mo lang gagamitin yung par or stated value of the share capital. Okay? Next is kapag ka naman ang in-issue sa'yo is a liability. Okay? Meron kang utang. Pero ang pinangbabayad mo is shares of stocks or ownership. Kapag ka daw ganun ang ginawa mo, ang tawag doon is debt or equity swap. Okay? Debt for equity swap ang tawag doon, na kung saan ang ibinabayad mo is ownership, which is yung shares of stock. Ang measurement, again, is kailangan in order of priority. Okay? Number 1 is the fair value of the share capital issued. Okay? Kung magkano yung fair value nung ibinayad mong share capital na ordinary share or preference share, is yun yung value ng pinangbayad mo. Okay? Na matanggap mo din na liability. Next is yung fair value of the liability extinguished. Kung magkano yung utang mo, yun din yung measurement ng share capital. Okay? And lastly, kung wala yung fair value ng liability at wala rin yung fair value ng share capital, kung magkano yung carrying amount ng liability na nawala. Okay? So in order of priority uli yan for the measurement of the share capital. Next and lastly, kapag in-issue mo daw siya at a lump sum price or a basket price, ibig sabihin, bumili ka ng isang compound financial instrument. Okay? Kapag bumili ka ng isang compound financial instrument, kailangan i-account mo siya under split accounting. Okay? Na kung saan kailangan ipaghiwalay mo yung value ng liability or ng equity, o kaya naman kung parehas silang equity, kailangan gamitan mo sila ng tinatawag na fair value method or proportional method. Okay? Example natin ng compound instrument kapag ka ang in-issue sa'yo is ordinary share and preference shares. Okay? Dalawang equity instrument ang in-issue sa'yo, pero isa lang ang ibinayad mo. For example, binayaran mo yan ng 20,000. Etong 20,000, kailangan hatiin mo sa value ng ordinary share at sa value ng preference shares. Okay? Ang sabi ng standard, kapag ka available parehas yung fair value nila, okay? Pag available yung fair value nila parehas, kailangan gamitan mo sila ng relative fair value method or proportional method. Na kung saan kailangan gumawa ka ng fraction based on their fair value. Okay? Kapag ka naman hindi available yung fair value ng isa, okay, for example dito, hindi available yung fair value ng ordinary shares, saka mo lang sila gagamitan ng tinatawag na residual approach or incremental method. Okay? So under incremental method, the share with known fair value will have the value in and any remainder on the issue price is allocated to the share with unknown fair value. So sa example natin, kung available yung fair value ng preference shares under the residual approach, etong una mong bibigyan. Okay? Saka mo lang, balancing figure lang yung walang fair value under the residual value approach or incremental approach. Okay? Ngayon, sa issuance of share capital, meron kang tatlong may encounter na problem. Okay? Number 1, kapag ka issued at par or stated. Okay? Kapag issued siya at par value or stated value. Okay? Number 2, kapag ka issued more than the par value or stated value. Okay, kapag ka-in-issue daw, mas malaki yung binayad na consideration transferred kaysa sa par value or stated value. And lastly, kapag ka-issued below the par or stated. Okay? Ngayon, etong number 3, hindi talaga yan inaalaw under revised corporation code. Okay? Pero under problem solving, kapag ka nagkaroon ng issued below the par value or the stated value, kailangan mag-recognize ka ng discount. Pero yung discount na yun is kailangan kolektahin mo pa rin kay shareholders. Okay? Okay, no? So subscription of shares. So subscription of shares, a subscription is a written contract by which one engaged to take and pay for the capital stock of a corporation in some future date. Okay? So si subscription of shares, ito yung tinatawag na meron ng commitment to buy. Okay? Yun nga lang, wala ka pang full payment. Okay? Gusto mo na siyang bilihin, may kagustuhan kang bilhin, yun nga lang, wala ka pang full payment. Since wala ka pang full payment, kailangan mag-recognize ka ng tinatawag na subscription receivable. Okay? Yung subscription receivable is a contra equity account kapag ka more than 12 months. Kapag makokolekta siya more than 12 months, contra equity. Kapag ka naman less than 12 months yung collectibility niya, considered siya as current asset. Okay? Ngayon, yung subscription, ang proforma entries niya is to debit subscription receivable by the number of shares multiplied by the subscription price. So for example, no, ang gusto niyang bilhin is 100. Okay? 100, tas sabi niya, bibiling ko yan at 20. Okay? 100 shares, bibili niya daw at 20. So ang subscription receivable is 100 times 20. Which is 2,000. Okay? Ngayon, kailangan mo siyang i-credit sa subscribe share capital. Okay? Ang katambas ng isang receivable is yung subscribe share capital. Pero, since subscribe share capital yan, as a general rule, kailangan i-measured mo siya always at par value or stated value. Okay? So, for example, ang par value is 10. So, credit 100 times 10. Yun yung magiging subscribe share capital. Okay, which is 1,000. Ano mangyayari dun sa balance? Dun sa in excess, no? Ang in excess is magiging part siya ng tinatawag na share premium kasi mas malaki yung ibinayad niya na 20 kesa sa par value. Kaya may share premium na 100 times 10 na 1,000. Okay? Paano naman kapag less than? Pag less than, kailangan mag-recognize ka ng discount. Pero, as a general rule again, bawal kapag ka discount. Pero pag binigay sa'yo as problem solving, kailangan i-debit mo siya sa discount on share capital. Okay? Ngayon, yung subscription receivable, pag nagtagal is pwede niyang bayaran yan in the future. Kapag binayaran niya yan, kung magkano yung ibinayad niya, magiging reduction ng subscription receivable. Okay? Hindi siya magiging reduction ng subscribe share capital kasi ang issuance ng share capital is dapat palaging full payment. Okay? Once lang na naging full payment na tong subscription receivable, nabayaran niya na in full, saka mo lang siya kailangan ilipat sa share capital. Okay? Saka ka lang maglilipad sa debit subscribe share capital, credit share capital. Okay? Ngayon, possible bang hindi niya mabayaran? The answer is yes. Kapag hindi niya nabayaran, ang tawag doon is delinquent shares. Okay? Kapag hindi niya nabayaran, ang tawag na sa kanya is magiging delinquent shares. Kapag naging delinquent shares na siya, ang pwedeng gawin ng korporasyon is ipa-auction sa labas. Okay? Kapag pina-auction nila sa labas, pag may bidder, pag may highest bidder na gustong tumanggap with the lowest number of shares, siya ang magiging highest bidder. Okay? Pero, kapag walang bidder, si corporation ang mag-a-absorb nung shares of stocks. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan mo, no, punta tayo ngayon sa problem solving. Okay, so illustration 1, BSA 201 Corporation, a newly registered corporation, had the following transaction during the year. So, letter A, on January 2, Philippine SEC authorized the entity to issue 500,000 shares with par value of 5 peso per share. The entity received subscription to 250,000 shares at par. The entity collected 40% on the above subscription. Letter D, received full payment for 100,000 shares originally subscribed. The entity then issued the share certificate for 100 shares which were fully paid. So, journalize the transaction above using memorandum entry and journal entry method. So, under memorandum entry method, okay, so letter A. So, under memorandum, so lagyan natin memo method. Okay? So, under memo method, ang sabi natin, nagkakaroon lang ng journal entry kapag ka merong transfer of ownership. Okay? Next is yung letter B na requirements is yung journal entry method. Lagyan natin dito, journal entry method. Okay? So, under memo entry for letter A, for case, transaction A, okay, yung unang transaction, on January 2, Philippine SEC authorized the entity to issue 500,000 shares with a par value of 5 peso. So, inapprove pa lang na SEC yung application mo as corporation to authorize shares of stock. Okay? Since wala pa itong transfer of ownership sa shareholders, under memo entry, kailangan mag-recognize ka lang ng memorandum entry. Okay? So, paano ang memorandum entry sa authorization? Okay? So, BSA, the name of the entity, BSA 201, is authorized, corporation pala siya, no? Corporation is authorized to issue 500,000 shares at 5 peso par value. Okay? So, ito ang memo entry for letter A. For journal entry method, no? Kailangan palaging may journal entry. For every economic event, merong journal entry. So, sa journal entry method, kailangan mag-recognize ka ng debit unissued share capital, which is part of your asset. Okay? Credit, authorized share, capital. Okay? Amounting to 500,000 multiplied by the par value, which is 5 peso. So, 500,000 times 5 is 2.5, no? 2.5 million. So, debit 2.5 million, credit 2.5 million. Okay? So, under journal entry method. Next, yung letter B is nagkaroon ng commitment to buy, subscription receivable. So, nagkaroon ng subscription up to 250 shares at par. So, at par siya. So, kailangan i-multiply mo by 5 peso. Okay? So, debit, subscription receivable, credit subscribe shares. Okay, kasi nga nagkaroon na ng transfer of ownership, meron ng commitment to buy, therefore, kailangan mag-recognize ka na ng journal entry under memo method. Okay, so 250,000 times 5 pesos is equal to 1,250,000. 1,250. Okay? Sa journal entry method is same entry. Okay? Kasi nga, subscribe pa lamang siya. Okay? Commitment to buy. So, same entry. So, debit subscription receivable. Ito na lang, no? Subscription receivable or SR. And subscribe share. Okay? Same amount na 1,250,000. Okay? Next is letter C. Letter C, the entity collected 40% on the above subscription. So, nagkaroon daw ng collection amounting to 40%. Okay? So, ang 40%, kailangan ibawas mo sa 1,250 na receivable. Kasi nagbayad siya ng 40%. So, debit cash, kasi nga 40% yung kanyang binayaran, credit, subscription receivable. Kasi nga, nabawasan yung receivable. Nagbayad siya, therefore, mababawasan din yung kanyang utang. Ay, kanyang receivable. Okay? Sorry. Mababawasan din yung marireceive mo dun kay subscriber. Okay? So, 1,250 times 40%. Okay? So, equal to sa 500,000. Okay? Credit 500,000. Okay? Journal entry method, same entry na debit cash, credit subscription receivable. Amounting to same amount na 500,000. Okay? Next is letter D. Okay? Letter D, ang sabi is receive full payment for 100,000 shares originally subscribe. Okay? Na-receive mo na daw yung balance dun sa 250,000 na subscribe shares. So, since na-receive mo na siya, debit cash ulit. Debit cash, credit, subscription, receivable. For the balance ng 1,250. So, 1,250 minus the 500,000 is equal to 750,000. Okay? The same entry, debit cash, credit subscription, receivable. Same amount na 750,000. Okay? Since na fully paid niya na yung kanyang subscription, therefore, kailangan mag-recognize ka pa ng additional entry. Okay? Na-receive mo na yung subscription, kailangan mag-recognize ka pa ng additional entry. Okay? So, ang additional entry mo dyan is to debit yung previously recognized sa subscribe share. Kasi kailangan ilipat mo na siya sa issued share capital. Okay? So, debit, subscribe share. Okay? 1,250. Credit, share capital. Amounting to 1,250. Okay? Sa journal entry method, kailangan din itanggalin mo na yung subscribe share capital. Okay, so debit subscribe share capital. Okay, or subscribe shares, no? Sorry, wala yung capital. And to credit unissued share capital. Okay, kailangan mong bawasan yung unissued share capital. So credit unissued share capital for the same amount of 1 to 50. Okay? And letter E, nag-transfer ka na daw ng share certificate for 100,000. Since transfer mo na yung share certificate, no entry na ito. Kasi nga, nag-recognize ka na ng transfer nung nabayaran niya na. Okay? Same goes true for letter B, for journal entry, no entry. Okay? Kasi nga, na-transfer mo na yung ownership nung nagkaroon ng full payment. Okay? Okay, no? So, illustration number 2. Mahusay Corporation was organized on April 1, 2025 and is authorized to issue 250,000 ordinary shares or ordinary share capital. Thereafter, 62,500 shares were issued at 25 per share. Prepare the journal entries to record the authorization of share capital and the issuance of 62,500 per share using the memorandum entry method under the following independent cases. Okay? So, gumamit daw tayo ng memorandum entry method dun sa authorization and sa issuance ng shares. Okay? So, case A. Okay? So, dun sa first case. Okay? Sa case A is meron kang authorization. Okay? So, under memo entry, since nag-authorize lang ng capital, walang transfer ng ownership. So, kailangan gumawa ka ng authorize or ng memo entry. Okay? So, for case A, each ordinary share has a par value of 20. Okay? So, 20 daw yung par value. So, gawa ka ng memo ng Mahusay Corp is authorized to issue ilang shares? 250,000 shares. Ilan ang par value? 20. So, first case, 20 yung par value. So, at par value na 20 of ordinary shares at 20 per share. Okay, so ito yung memo entry mo for the first case. Okay? Next is dun sa issuance niya. Nagkaroon ng issue ng 62,500. So, since nagkaroon na ng transfer ng ownership, therefore, kailangan may journal entry ka na. Okay? So, since mas mataas yung market value, okay? So, market value is greater than par. So, mas mataas yung market value kaysa sa par, meron siyang share premium, which is yung in excess. Kasi ang market value daw ng issuance is 25 per share. Okay, ang issuance is 25. Ang par value mo is 20. Okay? Kaya kapag in-entryan mo yan, merong in excess. Okay? So, debit cash na natanggap mo for 62,500 shares times the market value na 25 is equal to 1,562,500. Okay? Credit, share capital, ordinary, no? Ordinary pala to, no? So, OS. Okay? Ordinary share capital. Ordinary share capital always measured at par. Okay? Kasi kapag given ang par, always measured to at par. So, 62,500 times 20 na par value is equal to 1,250,000. And yung excess is credit sa share premium. OS, ordinary shares. Which is yung balance niya, no? 62,500 times 5 is 312,500. Okay, so for case A, the answer is this. Okay? Next case is yung case B, na ang stated value daw is 515. Okay? So gawa ka uli ng memo entry, no? Kasi walang transfer ng ownership. So mahusay, corporation is authorized to issue 250,000 shares of ordinary shares at 15 per share. Okay? So kung mapapansin mo, siya na ang magiging par value. Yung stated value mo, siya na yung magiging panibago mong par value. Okay? Since yung market value mo uli is mas mataas kesa dun sa stated value, meron uling in excess, which is yung share premium. So kapag in-entryan mo is debit cash, 62,500 multiply by 25 na market value. So 1,562,500 uli iyan. Credit, ordinary share capital, amounting to 62,500 multiply by the stated value na 15. Okay? Kasi nga, ang ordinary share or yung share capital is always measured at par or stated value if given. Okay? So 62,500 times 15 is 937,500. And the excess is credit to share premium, ordinary share, amounting to 62,500 times 10, yung difference, 625,000. Okay? So for letter B, this is the entry. And lastly, letter C na independent case, wala daw par value at wala ring stated value. Okay? So gawa ka uli ng memo entry, no? So mahusay, corporation is authorized to issue 250,000 shares of ordinary shares. So walang par value, so wala rin siyang par value or stated value. So kung i-entryan mo yan is to debit cash 62,500 multiply by the market rate na 25. So 1,562,500 credit ordinary share capital amounting to 1,562,500. So kung magkano yung consideration transferred, yun din ang i-credit mo sa ordinary share capital kapag ka walang par value or stated value. Okay? So kapag ang question is legal capital, for case A, ang legal capital mo is itong 1,250,000. Kung magkano lang ang credit mo dun sa share capital. Kasi nga, meron siyang par value. For case B, ang legal capital niya is magkasama yung ordinary share at yung share premium. Kasi nga, stated lamang siya. Hindi siya nakalagay sa mismong share certificate. Kaya dapat isama mo pati yung share premium kapag stated value. Okay? And lastly, for letter C, kapag ang legal capital ang question, pag legal capital ang question, kung magkano yung consideration transferred, which is 1,562,500. Okay? So, hanggang dun na lang muna, no? Kung meron kang question, further clarification, comment down below, no? So, salamat sa pakikinig. Hanggang sa muli. Paalam!